From SF Land, this is Dorking Out, a podcast for people who love to dork out about movies, TV, and everything pop culture.
Welcome to Dorking Out. My name is Sonia Mansfield, and nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Joining me is my podcasting sister from another mister and the co-host of Dorking Out, Margo D. Hello, my friend.
Hey, friend, I'm just about to catch this train. Hold on.
Don't miss it.
Don't miss it.
Oh, thank God I caught it, and now I'm going to get a haircut, and my life is going to change. We are talking about 1998's Sliding Doors, which maybe a lot of you haven't seen. It wasn't exactly a box office hit. It stars Gwyneth Paltrow and John Hannah. It also has John Lynch, Jeanne Tripplehorn, and Virginia McKay, and it's written and directed by Peter Howitt, I believe is how you pronounce it. And this is a movie that I think I talked about it just a little bit when you and I talked about our comfort movies, because I super love this movie. I love Sliding Doors. I think it's the best. I find it very comforting. Did you see it in the theater?
I didn't see it in the theater. I think I rented it on VHS, must have been. Maybe, or DVD. I think I rented it, but I was like, I fell in love with it from the first time it starts. You know, I think it's so charming. I am not the biggest Gwyneth Paltrow fan, and I think she's the perfect person for this part. I love her in it. I love her hair. I love the makeover. I love the office. I love everything. I mean, I think like the boyfriend is a shit, but a lot of women have those kinds of relationships.
Yeah, he's not unrealistic. He is sadly very realistic. He's a real dick. And if you guys don't know what Sliding Doors is about, it's Gwyneth Paltrow plays Helen. She's got her British accent on. This is back when she used to do a lot of that, like Shakespeare in Love, Emma. Yeah, she's so good in Emma. You know,
I love Emma.
Actually, before I start describing what the movie's about, I have also like mixed feelings on Gwyneth Paltrow. I'm like, I tend to like her in movies, but then in person, I'm like, oh, be quiet.
Yeah, same here.
Stop talking, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Do you know there's a Goop for Men podcast?
I did not know this.
Yeah, it just launched. I'm like, no, thank you.
Who hosts it? She does?
No, she got a couple of dudes, but it's like, you know, someone's a chiropractor and somebody's a whatever, you know, they're not real scientists or anything.
Do they tell them to like steam their assholes and shit like that?
And to bleach them.
Bleach and steam your asshole and shove a jade egg up your ass and,
God.
you know, rub a jade roller on your taint. Shit like that.
Do you know, like, she has a doctor that on her on her blog and on Goop, and he's like a spiritual doctor. Like, he figures out what happened to you in past lives, and that's what's wrong with you.
That's what it is.
It's so ridiculous. You can't even make fun of it because it's just so ridiculous.
I know. Like, you could say something that's very serious in Goop and people would think you're making it up. Like, I'm not making it up that she really did talk about like steaming your vagina, and she really did talk about like sticking jade eggs in your cooch and all this stuff. Like, her site is so weird.
And she does these Goop parties, like their retreats or whatever, and they cost thousands of dollars to attend. And it's just filled with nonsense and woo. Yeah. And people love that shit. I mean, they just can't get over it. It's like crystals are coming back. We knew that was bullshit in the 80s. Like, everything old is new again.
I guess if you are rich and thin and beautiful and you've just got nothing but time and money, Goop is your jam. You've got time for this sort of thing.
Or if you want to be rich and thin and blonde and all that good stuff. Yeah, it's aspirational.
I guess it is. Well, after this, I'm going to go shove a jade egg up my hoo-ha. And I'll report back. So in this movie, this is before Gwyneth Paltrow was all goopified, and she gets sacked from her job, and in London, she works in PR, and she runs to catch the subway and she misses the train. And then the movie kind of rewinds a little bit and shows you like her actually catching the train. And then we have two Gwyneths throughout the movie where they're kind of showing what would happen if she had caught that train and what happened when she missed that train. And when she caught the train, she caught her boyfriend cheating on her. And then she kind of goes on, she gets a makeover and gets the cutest pixie cut ever. She meets John Hannah. He's the sweetest man ever. And she kind of restarts her life. And then in the other life, the like bad life, she does not catch this boyfriend cheating. He continues to cheat on her, and she works a series of shitty jobs and supports him while he supposedly is writing his novel, but really he's just cheating on her. I don't know why I find the movie so strangely comforting. I guess the idea that like no matter what happens, what's supposed to happen is going to happen, if that makes sense.
No, it believes in fate, and it just it doesn't matter what your immediate circumstances are. Like long term, like what's meant to happen will happen. And so, she has these two different lives. I mean, one, she gets a bank loan, she starts her own PR business, she gets the cute cut, she gets the cute boyfriend. And in the other one, she's got two jobs where she's running around the city delivering sandwiches and waiting on tables and stuff while her boyfriend does nothing.
Right.
And spoiler, we spoil on this show. I mean, it's at the end, she winds up pregnant, in both circumstances. But in both circumstances, in one, she's killed, spoiler. Yeah. And in the other, she loses the baby. But in the end, she winds up with John Hannah. Yeah. So it's like the guy you want her to be with, and it's on her own terms. She's like being her own person. Mm-hmm. She's figuring her shit out. And you're like, okay, good. Like, it doesn't matter if she's got the blonde pixie cut or not. Like, they're going to find each other.
Yeah. And
I think that's comforting.
Yeah. I think that's exactly what it is. And her boyfriend in this movie is such a fucking dick.
He's such a dick, but so many women fall for that in your 20s.
Totally. And
absolutely.
The whole, like, first of all, like the minute she leaves for work, he's like on the phone with his lover, Jeanne Tripplehorn.
It's Jeanne.
Jeanne. Sorry, everybody.
Jeanne Tripplehorn, yep.
And she's really great in this movie, actually. And she was such a thing in the 90s. What happened to her?
I don't know. She was in The Firm. She was in this. She was Ben Stiller's girlfriend for a while. She was in a couple of his movies. And I don't know. She needs like a TV series or something to come back because she's good.
Yeah, she's great. So the boyfriend, Jerry, is like cheating on Gwyneth Paltrow in their flat because that's super smart. Like, get a hotel room, you idiot. So then, of course, Gwyneth, when she catches that train and she gets home, she finds out that he's cheating on her, and then she meets John Hannah, and John Hannah is playing like the nicest man ever.
Most patient,
sweet, thoughtful,
good-natured.
Yeah, there's like nothing wrong with him.
He doesn't mess with your boundaries. He's really respectful about that. I mean, he's the perfect guy, and he's got
so
that
respectful
accent. He's wonderful. I think it's a little bit of that girl porn there. Like, oh my God, a guy that won't touch me weirdly just because I smiled,
He's such an interesting actor because he's not like your typical movie star, good looking guy. He's very cute. He's very charming, but he's not, Hollywood good. He's not George Clooney or,
no,
like not that kind of star, but he's always awesome in everything he is in. And he's really, really sweet in this and really funny.
He said he had a hard time doing the part
because he's too nice.
He's too nice. It's really hard to like keep a smile on your face after 18 takes. He goes like, just have me crying all day. That's much easier for me. But they have good chemistry.
I think they do too. And, we were just joking all about Gwyneth Paltrow, but she is legit really great in a lot of movies. And I think she's really great in this. And I think it's very clever how they originally, because she misses the train, the bad Helen misses the train and also almost gets mugged and like gets this injury where she has like a band-aid on her eye. So there's two Gwyneths running around this movie, and I thought they were actually really clever about how you could tell which one you're watching with. For a while it was the bandage, so you knew
Right.
that you were seeing like, you know, I don't like referring to her as Bad Helen. That sounds like she's evil, but bad timeline. Dark
It's
timeline
not the fun
Helen.
timeline, yeah. The one with too many jobs, yeah.
Yeah, she's got the bandage for a little while, and then the other Helen gets just the cutest pixie cut ever. The same one that Brad Pitt had at the same time. Do you remember that?
Yeah, they dated for a long time,
They were
and they looked
dating.
and they looked exactly alike in all those pictures.
It was so weird.
It was weird.
I should ask my husband if he wants to get a haircut like me. We could be
Get pink
twins.
hair?
Yeah, and he's like, no. He'll definitely say no. I'm 98% sure he'll say no. But it's super weird, like the idea that a couple that looks the same. It's like, I'm dating myself. Yeah.
You know, like that Valerie Bertinelli, Eddie Van Halen thing. Like they look brother sister kind of thing.
They totally did.
Oh my God, yeah, same height, everything.
So when you first saw this movie, what did you think was going to happen with the two Helens?
That was the thing that keeps you going with it, because you're like, where are they going to go with this story? You know, and are the Helens going to meet each other, and is that going to burst the timeline into flames? Like, I didn't understand it. I was really bummed out that the blonde Helen gets hit by a car, like right after her boyfriend tells her he loves her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's pregnant, and she's happy to be, and it ended on a very surprising note, but I liked it. I liked that she had a certain amount of growth. I mean, I feel bad. The Helen timeline where, like I said, she's just waiting tables and delivering sandwiches,
Yeah.
while this schmuck of a boyfriend continue. And then he has those scenes where he pretends to have a problem, be conflicted about it
Yeah.
with his friend, but I never buy that stuff.
No. And
No.
I hate it. Hate it when, like, and this happens, you know, it happens in real life, like when you're in a relationship with someone who's a fucking asshole like Jerry is in this movie. I hate it when people lie to your face when you're right.
Right.
You know, and it's like,
that's called gaslighting.
yeah, I hate it. And she knows that something's going on. Like, she feels it in her gut that something is not right. And he's just like, how dare you accuse me of cheating? You know, and she, you know, has that very funny line about, you don't need to get all Woody Allen about it.
There's some good lines in this movie.
Yeah, there is. Absolutely. But
Clever.
like,
It's very clever.
That part is so frustrating, but it is realistic. Like, it happens when cheaters cheat. They don't admit it. Of course. They're like, how dare you?
And then sometimes the woman that's cheating, or the person outside the relationship that's trying to move in, like they get really kind of weird, and they want to get caught because they want this all over with.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're tired of the subterfuge and stuff like that, and that's really realistic.
And there's just there is some weird stuff with the Jeanne Tripplehorn character. Like, just, she is going like a little Fatal Attraction on him, like showing up at his house and stuff like that. But
yeah, well, but people do that.
yeah,
I mean,
and like, well, she's not wrong. Jerry's a fucking puss. He's a puss, and like, she needs to kick him in the ass, and that's kind of what she's doing. But I do like that her character, and I forget her name. I wrote it down somewhere.
I got it.
Lydia, she realizes that like Jerry is a fucking wuss who isn't going to do anything. And she calls him out on it, and, you know, eventually dumps his sorry ass, as she should. It's so weird that they're even together at all.
I wonder what the attraction is. I mean, they're not like they're both good looking people, but for her, I mean, is it just the British accent? But I'm like, you work in London. That's everywhere.
Right.
Like, what is it about this guy in particular? Does he just convince them he's like so charming that he's going to be a great writer?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
How is this unemployed quote unquote writer and whiny asshole getting these two really beautiful women?
But you know what? I've had friends, and we've all dated people that were wrong for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've all had friends that dated guys that you're just like, what the F is wrong with you? Like, you're amazing. What are you doing with this bozo? But some people like projects.
That's true. I was
Yeah.
one of those people. I went out with a lot of projects in my time.
Yep.
I just remember the first time I saw this movie, I had no idea like where they were going with these two Helens, and I thought at some point they were going to I never thought they would like meet. I just thought at some point they might merge. Is
Right.
what I thought. I was completely surprised when like happy like best timeline Helen dies. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, same here.
That's not where I thought that was going. And I was like, oh, that sucks so much. And I really didn't know what was going to happen. I guess I'm easily duped. I don't know. But I didn't
No.
know that that's where it was going to go at all. It was news to me because this wasn't one of those movies that got like a ton of promotion. People weren't talking about it. Like I went and saw it basically on the poster. I don't even know if I really knew what it was about. I just was like, oh, that looks like a romantic comedy. I like that. So I
I
went and
think
saw
I read
it.
a couple of reviews that, yeah, and I didn't really understand it either, but that's what I like about it because it's not very predictable. You're not really sure where it's going to go,
Yeah,
which is fun because most movies are predictable.
that's true. Very true. And I also like that the fact that there's two Helens, that we're seeing two timelines. It's never explained. There's never like well, it's because she has a magic pendant or like just like there's no like mystical force going on. It's literally just telling you a story. Like
Right.
here's what could happen or this could happen. There's no magic to it, I guess.
But the fun Helen timeline is really sweet and magical. She gets the makeover, and like I said, she gets her own business started. I love the party that she sets up.
Mm-hmm.
I love the little flowers in her hair. I think
Oh
she
my-
looks beautiful.
She's so gorgeous.
She's insane. That swan-like neck,
Yeah.
like everything about her. I like the part where they go to the rowing thing and they're doing the cheer in the pub.
Yeah.
I just like it all. Like her, it gets very charming, but she had to go through a hard time to get through that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's where I wanted the story to keep going. And then they killed her.
Yeah, I know.
It just bummed me out.
And it does have that like romantic comedy thing though, where a pretty simple misunderstanding could be cleared up pretty fast if he would have just told the friend, what was going on. Like he calls her
Because he's married.
Yeah, because he's married, but they're separated, and he's not with her anymore. Like it's a very simple misunderstanding, but I do like that eventually they talk it out, and he says like, if we're not going to be together, let's make sure we're not together for the right reason, not because of this. Like,
Right.
I like that.
Yeah.
He's like, if we're not going to be together, that's fine, but it's not because of this, because this isn't really a thing, And I was
Right.
like, that's great. I like that, because romantic comedies all hinge on like someone not saying something that they should say. I feel they create,
Absolutely. And it's very frustrating.
yeah, they create all this. That's how they create their tension, basically, and I kind of like that. That's how they addressed it.
I agree. And I liked the costumes. I liked her outfits. I think she's a little thin sometimes. I mean, I
Yeah.
wanted to, when she was delivering those sandwiches, I'm like, can you sneak one in for yourself? Poor thing, your bones are sticking out. But that's
She was
quibble.
so skinny back in those
Yeah.
days. Like I
I think
remember.
she was like a heavy smoker, right?
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
She really does do a really good British accent.
It's brilliant.
It is. I think when other like American actors do the accent, you never really buy it, but she's really good.
It didn't surprise me when she married a British guy.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It's not like when Madonna tries her British accent.
No, that's a whole other. And I have to say something about Gwyneth also is she's been on Saturday Night Live a couple of times,
Mhm.
and she's funny as shit.
Right.
I think she takes direction very well. I think
Yeah.
she's like one of those people like, just tell me what to do and I'll deliver.
Yeah.
And I think that this is a case of like it's one of her favorite parts. She says this is one of her favorite movies,
Aw, that makes
and
me
I
happy.
get it. Yeah, me too.
Because it's one of my favorites too.
Me too.
I was kind of when we were talking about this movie on the show. I discovered I don't own it. I was almost positive I had it on DVD already, but I don't. But it's streaming everywhere, you guys, so you could just watch it. I think I watched it on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and when it's not there anymore, maybe I'll buy it, or maybe I should just buy it now so I have it forever.
Whenever you need it.
Whenever I need it, so it's always there for me. Yeah, I've never been to London. Have you?
Oh yeah, it's wonderful.
Is this movie like London porn?
It's total London porn. Or I think the Julia Roberts movie that I hate, where she's the movie star that has a relationship with you.
Notting Hill.
Yeah, I don't like that movie.
Oh, we should. All right, we should put that up on the list.
We should. I know, because everybody disagrees with me, by the way, so it's totally fine. But yeah, it's really good London porn. I mean, it's just the apartments, the water, just like the cool people and the way they dress and everything. It's just like that party scene in that club, that restaurant. I totally want to just hang out there and be with those people.
I want to go there.
Yeah,
I would absolutely go to that party, and I hate parties.
Yeah, same here.
That's not true. It's kind of true. I was going to say it's not true, but it's kind of true. I'm not really a partier anymore.
Nor am
I. Oh, gosh. What else can we say about sliding doors?
Well, here's the question.
Yeah.
You always ask me.
Oh.
So do you think they stay together?
I do. I do think they do. I think that they legit fall in love.
I think so too. And I think like she gets a pixie cut eventually.
She definitely does. And it looks amazing on her.
Yeah.
For sure.
I would love that haircut. Trust me. I mean, a lot of us would. I mean, you have to be really beautiful to sell that, you know?
Yeah. And I'm someone with a pixie cut right now. And I was watching this movie going, if I just grew mine out just a little bit more.
You could be her.
I'm like, I'll totally look like Gwyneth Paltrow. Exactly like her. I will look skinny and beautiful and perfect, and I'll have a jade egg in my vagina. I'm obsessed with Gwyneth Paltrow's jade egg in her vagina. Clearly.
And so also supposedly with her marriage, she and her husband have separate residences. And so he stays at his place like 2 or 3 nights a week. And then he spends the other time with her. What do you think of that? Would you like that arrangement?
No, I wouldn't.
Wow.
But I understand that like everybody has like different things in their relationship that would work. I like us all being at the same place.
Yeah.
But I also understand that, if she needs private time and he needs private time, and I don't know, maybe that's how they keep that spark alive.
Yeah, you never know. Whatever works for you.
Yeah, I like having David around, and not just because he's like my IT support and I'm always like, can you fix this or fix that? And why isn't blank working? And, all of that. But I don't know. I just like having him around. I think he's cute.
He's totally cute. You guys are adorable together.
You're a nice lady.
Seriously.
We're going to finally meet in person. You'll get to meet him in person, and hopefully you'll feel the same way after meeting us in person. What else was I going to tell you about this movie? Whatever happened to the actor that plays Jerry? Do you know? Because I looked him up, and it's like a whole lot of nothing. And I'm kind of fascinated that John Lynch, that's the actor who plays Jerry, was even cast in this movie. I'd never seen him in anything before this.
I actually worked on the PR for a movie he was in. And it was like in 97. And
so
I think
before this.
It was right before this. I didn't get to meet him. It was one of those really, really dreary Northern Ireland bombing movies.
Fun.
Exactly. I'm an Irish American. I have cousins in Ireland. I mean, I'm like, that's one story. I'm like, nope. I've heard it way too much in my life. And he was a star in that. I don't know whatever happened. I think they thought he was going to be a bigger star. I mean, he's a character actor, right? Really? He just does a lot of smaller parts, or I don't know.
but
I
nothing
don't have his
but
IMDb in front of
nothing
me.
but nothing I really recognized. I'm like, it's just interesting that he was cast at all
Yeah.
because he wasn't a name. They could have got somebody, I'm sure, or maybe not. I don't know. What do I know?
Who knows?
Who knows? I mean, he plays a really good cad, I guess.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, and I do think his scenes with that other guy are pretty. The guy is like, he has a friend that he goes to see at the pub, and he's always like bitching to his friend like how hard it is to like juggle these women, and he almost got caught and blah blah blah. And I like that the friend does not feel sorry for him or commiserate with him or just calls him out on his bullshit the whole time. Like, you're terrible. You're an awful human being. And then laughs in his face when things go wrong. I'm like, he's kind of the audience stand-in, basically.
Well, everybody has that friend that's such a drama queen,
Yeah.
you know, about their lives. And they just like make a big deal about all these decisions they have to make or whatever. And you're just like, shut up.
Yeah.
I've got my own problems.
I did think it was really funny when Jerry tells his friend, like, I did it. I finally did it. And the friend said, you finished your book? And he said, no, I'm a novelist. I'll never finish that book. It's like one of my favorite lines.
It's funny because it's true.
It is funny because it's true. As someone who is always like, someday I'm going to finish my book. I am never going to finish my book. Never. You know, so I did read that they originally offered this role to Minnie Driver. Did you read that?
Who would have been good? She would have been good.
She would have been really good in that. And they also apparently were considering Gillian Anderson.
And she would have been good too.
Yeah. And she does a really good British accent too.
She does a lot of Brit shows now.
Yeah.
Like the last 20 years or so since she left the X-Files. I think she moved to England but she's done a lot of British shows and Irish shows, and she's really, really good.
Yeah, I like her. I like all those people. I'm like, any of those could have made this movie, and I would probably still super love it.
It's funny, Gwyneth is great.
She is.
She's very stunning. You can't help but watch her, and even when she's wearing like the mousy brown wig and stuff like that, she's still Gwyneth Paltrow.
It's true. She's still super beautiful.
Absolutely.
Damn you, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Paltrow!
I think this was the same year as Shakespeare in Love.
It's around that same time,
I'm going to look it up just to make sure, but I think it is. So this is the year that she won the Oscar as well. I haven't watched Shakespeare in Love since the theater. Have you?
I watched it a couple of years ago. I only caught the last half. I'm like, this is not nearly as good as I remember. I mean, it's not bad.
Right.
But I was like, boy, we lost our shit over this movie. And I'm like, it's fine.
Right.
But it's not. That's Miramax, though. They really brainwash people.
Oh, yeah.
For years, they brainwash people into liking movies that are shitty.
That's
or just
true.
basic.
That's true. They did a really good job with marketing that one. Because it made a shit ton of money. So much money. Shakespeare in Love did, I mean. Not Sliding Doors. I don't think Sliding Doors made any money.
I think it did okay. I don't think they had a huge budget.
Yeah.
There were a lot of this is what I miss also is there used to be little indie films.
Oh, I miss those
not
too.
Big budget, and they were for adults and they were about adults.
Yeah.
And they were just charming and funny, and I kind of miss that option. We really don't get that anymore.
Yeah. Actually, that reminds me of another movie that I thought I saw around this time. It was called Next Stop Wonderland. Did you see that one?
Yeah, good God, I don't remember it though.
It came out the same year, and it has, who's in it? Somebody, Hope Davis. That's who was in it. And it was another one of those chance encounters romantic comedy with the two love interests that keep just missing each other throughout and then finally meet at the end. And I just remember really liking that one at the time too. And they don't make movies like this anymore, or they do, and I guess maybe they go straight to Netflix.
I think that's what Netflix is for now. And I think if Netflix is smart, that's what they'll keep doing. Because Netflix every once in a while does these big budget things, movies that nobody sees. I don't want to see that. I want to see Always Be My Maybe. That's what you do.
Yeah,
that's what Netflix does.
I watched one of the Netflix movies, the one with Brad Pitt. What was it called? It was like War Machine or War something. I forget. Jesus, that's how memorable it was. It kind of proves my point. I don't even remember the name, and it was not very good. And it was not good. It was boring as shit, and it was super expensive. So hard pass. Netflix. Make more sliding doors.
Yeah, make the sliding doors for us.
Make a series of sliding doors. And
that's a good idea.
And every week or every episode, it's new characters.
That's not a bad idea. Mail that to yourself.
Yeah, I'm going to email that shit to myself. That is my romantic Twilight Zone.
Yep. I love it.
Oh, do you want to hear about the movies that actually did make money in 1998?
Yep, I do.
Okay, so number 10, Lethal Weapon 4.
No.
Starring your man, Mel Gibson.
And Chris Rock, right? It's a Chris Rock one?
I think that's right.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Number 9, Shakespeare in Love. Made a lot of money. That's a shit ton of money. Almost $300,000 it made. Or $300 million.
$300,000?
It made almost $300, you guys.
300 million?
Yeah, almost 300 million.
Holy shit.
Yeah. That's a lot for a movie like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 8 was Dr. Dolittle.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 7, Mulan, which
I've never seen it.
I saw it in the theater and thought it was fine, but I know people super love it. And it's another one that's getting one of those live action remakes. Number 6 was Deep Impact.
I like Deep Impact. It's so stupid, but I like it.
I like it too. And we should put it on the list. I think that
we
would
should
be
definitely put on the list.
That's a good one to have Dana come back for with our.
Oh, I think he'd love it.
Our disaster movies. Our disaster movies series that we're gonna do. Number 5 was A Bug's Life. That's the Disney Pixar one, which I actually haven't shown that one to Calvin yet. I wonder if he would like it. Number 4 was There's Something About Mary.
Oh, we might not put that on. We should put that on our list, I think.
We should definitely put that on our list. And
I used to love that movie.
I really miss good, this was a good comedy. Yeah. And that's another one where I was like, I don't think we have these anymore either.
No.
Everything's a cinematic universe. So I would like that. I have a kind of a funny story about There's Something About Mary. My mother asked me if I would go see There's Something About Mary with her. I hadn't seen it. And I was like, sure. So my mom and I went to see it. And there's some really crazy shit in that movie.
Oh, there's some racy stuff.
Yeah. And she's fine. She's got a good sense of humor. So she liked it. And we were walking out. And she's like, it's not what I thought it was going to be. She's like, I can't believe that these are the same guys that did Fargo. And I was like,
Wrong brothers.
Exactly. I was like, Mom, that's the Coen brothers? These are the guys that did Dumb and Dumber. And she's like, oh! So the whole time she's waiting for Frances McDormand to show up or something.
Putting a leg in the saw thing or whatever. Yeah.
I was like, oh, Mom, you're the best. Number 3 is Godzilla.
Oh, God, that's terrible.
It's a terrible movie.
Awful movie.
Hated it. Number 2, Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah. Okay.
And number 1, Armageddon.
Okay, so there was Armageddon and Deep Impact.
Yes.
I like Deep Impact more.
Me too. Armageddon had parts where I was like, that's kind of entertaining, but in general, I didn't like it. I like Deep Impact actually, but I haven't seen it since I saw it in the theater.
I catch it when it comes on TV. I'll have it on passively, when I'm folding laundry or shit like that. And I just find it very watchable. I know nothing happens for the last 10 minutes. It's a lot of talking, but I don't care. I don't know. I'm into it.
Yeah, same. I agree.
I like Tia Leone. I think she's very watchable.
I think so too. And she had a show. Was it last year? Year before? Was it called Secretary of Madam Secretary?
Yeah, like she was the Secretary of State or something.
Yeah, she's someone who like she's a good like TV star,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. So are you interested in hearing what were the top songs then?
Of course.
Okay, 1998, I picked 5. First, it's One Week by the Bare Naked Ladies.
I love that song.
I do too. Baby One More Time, Britney Spears.
Yeah, come on. I'm not made of stone.
Of course. Intergalactic, Beastie Boys.
One of my favorite. Beastie Boys are my fave.
Me too. Fly Away by Lenny Kravitz.
Another good one.
You could not escape that song when that came out. Oh my God. And I don't know if you know this one or not, but it's Jay-Z. And it's Can I Get a...
Oh, yeah. Can I get a
bounce with
what?
it, bounce with bounce with it, bounce with it.
That was in
bounce with it, bounce with it.
That was in the movie Rush Hour.
Yes, that's a Rush Hour movie.
Yeah, which I really liked at the time.
Yeah, it was funny. I like Chris Tucker.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time though. But I used to love Jackie Chan movies.
Yeah, me too.
I super loved them. I used to watch them like Drunken Master 1 and 2, Police Story 1, 2, and 3, which was Super Cop, and Rumble in the Bronx. And I was super into Jackie Chan. And then it was...
Jesus, you're a big fan.
I was a big fan.
You're naming them all off like no problem.
Yeah. Well, I went to go see them in the theater, that like the UC Theater in Berkeley used to play them. And this is before, like, because he did Rumble in the Bronx, and that was like the one that kind of put him on the map here in this country. But I thought he was I still think he is super talented. He's like a physical comedian. He's very entertaining. Big fan. Anyway, we're not talking about Jackie Chan. What else are you dorking out about?
This week I was dorking out about Netflix and Stranger Things. And they had season 3.
Yeah.
And I go back and forth. Overall I liked it very much. I got very choked up with the last. Have you seen it?
I have only seen the first episode, but I was going to talk about it too. So this is good. We can talk about it together. But like I said, I've only seen the first episode. So
I'd be interested to hear what you have to think about it, because as much as I love Hopper, and after a while, I found him and Winona Ryder very grating. Like their relationship became the Bickersons. And twice people said to them, why don't you two just have sex right now? Because you totally want to. It's so lame.
It's like a Reality Bites redo.
Oh, it's such a with toxic male shit from the 80s.
Oh.
And that part was the bummer. The kids are great.
Yeah.
And it has genuine scares. I think the monster's really good. I was alive in 85.
Yeah.
I remember the mall. I remember those haircuts, those bathing suits. It rings very true. The first couple of episodes, they load you with the 80s music.
Yeah.
And then by the end, they barely play any.
Okay.
So it's a little all over the map. Hopper's a little, like I said, he's a bit of a rageaholic in this one. Him and Winona Ryder, it's like, just have them be friends. People can be friends. You know, we don't have to.
Yeah,
it's not.
That's one of the. So those are the things I was going to mention. One was, I can't express enough how much being at the mall, going to the mall was a thing in the 80s.
We didn't have internet.
Yeah. Everybody all young people went to the mall. So in the first episode, when they're all heading to the mall, I'm like, this is 100% a thing that like we all did. You all found a way to get to the mall, and you just walked the mall, hung out at the mall.
Yep. Ate at the mall.
Like everything was in the mall. Everything.
Yeah.
So that is definitely
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just the place that everybody met up. And then I was curious at what you thought about. I saw that they were like hinting that like Hopper's got the hots for Winona Ryder's character, and I was going to ask you about it, but you already talked about it. About like why do they're hinting that there's this romantic thing, and like I said, I'm only one episode in, but I'm like, why can't they just be friends? They actually have this really good friendship.
And she's not the only woman in town.
Yeah.
And he's not the only guy in town. So, well, I mean, she's very pretty. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Winona Ryder's beautiful. Let's be
Yeah.
clear. And I'm sure any guy would be attracted to her for sure.
Yeah.
And her previous boyfriend was Sean Astin.
And he was
And
so nice.
oh, he was such a lovely guy. But not a stud muffin.
Yeah.
Just a regular dude. So I can see another dude being like, "Well, I'm a regular dude. How come she's not flirting with me?" And like, and I think it's just like with the lens we have nowadays,
Yeah.
he's very toxic. I mean, you would just say to him, like, "Look, she said no. If she's interested, she'll approach you.
Right.
You know what I mean? You'll know it's happening. You don't have to keep working at this."
Yeah.
But there's a whole thing also, like his daughter is dating Finn Wolfhard. And he's so obsessed with breaking them up because they're too close. And it's just weird. And it's a very odd thing. But then at the end, it does pay off, because I'm not going to give it away to you, but it does kind of pay off in the end,
Okay.
but in an unexpected way.
Okay.
But I just didn't like the stuff between Hopper and Winona Ryder.
Okay.
I just found they were trying too hard to do that whole dynamic, and
Okay.
it's been done to death.
Yeah.
And I'm sick of it.
Yeah. I'm sure I'm going to have the same reaction, actually.
Yeah.
So, all right. Good to know. And also, I did like that they've got the kids all together pretty quickly in that first episode. Like, Dustin comes back from camp and they pretty quickly bring all the kids together, because that was one of the things that bummed me out in the season 2, was they kind of had separated all the kids from each other. And my favorite parts are when they're all together, because I like their dynamics. So
I love Dustin and Steve being friends.
yeah.
I just think that's like the greatest thing in the world. And Maya Hawke is, oh damn, what's her name? But she's works with Steve at the ice cream shop. She's Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman's daughter.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And she played Jo in oh God, it's the movie Winona Ryder was in.
Little Women.
Thank you. God damn it.
Yeah.
Little Women. She played Jo in Little Women on PBS last year. And she was great.
Oh,
she's awesome, Jo.
That's so great.
And she's really good in this show too. And and she takes an unexpected turn too, which I really appreciate. And I enjoyed. I didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
And the kids are really good. They do have them kind of separated though. They're in little groups.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm sorry. But at the very end, they're all together.
Yeah. It's just, and it's fun. Kind of like Harry Potter, in that you get to see them growing up and over these last couple of seasons, and then and like they're really good actors, these kids.
Yeah.
And so bravo to the Duffer Brothers for some really good casting.
Right.
Because those kids are really great.
Just the Duffer Brothers, if you're going to do a season 4, can you get a woman on your writing staff? Can you get a couple of women in there that are kind of be like, dudes, don't do this. Like, let's go a little unexpected.
Yeah.
That's what but I'm a fan. And, it's very 80s, and it's like, there's some of the music choices are really great. And there's some genuine, thrills and scares and stuff like that. So I think it's worth it.
Okay, good. Then I will definitely continue. I mean, I was going to continue anyway.
Yeah, of course.
So this was fun as always. You can follow Dorking Out at Twitter at Dorking Out Show. And we're on Facebook at Dorking Out Show, and you can find us at dorkingout.com. Where can people find you, Margo?
I am at Brooklyn Fit Chick, and that's for Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And my blog is brooklynfitchick.com. And we also co-host another show called What a Creep that's been catching on. So you want to hear Sonia and I yammer on about creeps. We pick one and we tell stories. So it's pretty fun.
And maybe Hopper's going to make that list someday if he's
fictional creeps.
Yeah.
Yes.
When we get to fictional creeps, if Hopper doesn't keep himself in check, he might make the list. Yeah, definitely listen to What a Creep. It's super. I know it sounds weird, but it is really, really fun. We
make it fun.
We make it fun, I promise. And please subscribe on Apple Podcasts to all of our shows and give us reviews. We love reviews. And all of our reviews are old for Dorking Out. So please, please, please. And some people have given us reviews. And thank you so much for doing that, because I know Apple does not make it easy.
No, they don't.
But this was super fun, as always, Margo. And you know what the Monty Python guys say.
No one expects a Spanish Inquisition.